You know that feeling when you just finish a really good game and you're so disappointed going back to reality? Yeah, that's what I felt after playing Ghost of Tsushima. Man, this game is just so good. But after finishing it, I just realized that I had this feeling that I couldn't wrap my head around. And I just realized that it's the satisfaction of playing stealth games again. It's been so long. I initially wanted to make a video about how Ubisoft has fallen, especially after the release of Star Wars Outlaws or the controversy with Assassin's Creed Shadows, but looking back, I realized where are stealth games nowadays? A bit of retrospective, Ghost of Tsushima was originally released on 17 July 2020 on the PS4, and that can be considered a stealth game, right? Right? Now the question becomes, when was the latest stealth game got released? Like a proper stealth game as a primary gameplay and design instead of being shoehorned in like almost every other open world game that exists nowadays. You know, like the tall grass with a crouch button and call it a day. Wait a sec. An open world with a crouch button and tall bushes to hide on to kill enemies. Okay. So now the problem becomes, how do we define a proper stealth game? Well, in my opinion, it's a game that revolves around sneaking around, not getting detected, has gameplay depth to it, having many gadgets and utilities to utilize on the battlefield, and giving you multiple ways to handle the mission. Secondly is probably smart and consistent AI behavior with clear indication when we are spotted. Because some games, brain dead AI can just break the immersion and just make you not want to play, especially when it's so stupid. I feel like consistency is more important than people think because it gives players confidence. Because let's admit, stealth games is just a puzzle game in disguise with multiple ways to solve it, right? So, going back to the previous question, when was the proper stealth game got released? I think it's Hitman 3 on January 20th, 2021. On top of my head at least. Because Dishonored 2 was released on 2016, Metal Gear Solid 5, Batman Arkham Knight was released on 2015, Assassin's Creed Unity was released in 2014, Splinter Cell Blacklist got released on 2013. At least Hitman 2 was released on 2018. It scratched my need for a stealth game. Are you seeing where I'm going with this? It's very sad because I really want stealth games, but the gaming landscape is as dry as the amount of friends I have. So Ubisoft has been ignoring Splinter Cell series for a long time. It's basically non-existent. Gotham Knight was it was a game. Arcane Studio got closed down, the one that made Dishonored. Metal Gear Survive.
Ugh. Brother, ugh. What's that? What's that, brother?
Assassin's Creed is now RPG based. Assassinations are not one hit kill anymore, which is just stupid. Batman Arkham Shadows is a freaking VR game. I'm not saying it's bad, but like it's very niche. And I'm not counting Spider-Man or Horizon series because those games just have stealth mechanics. They are not stealth games. And also I'm not considering stealth horror because I don't dare to play them. There, I admit it. Okay, let's move on to the list of games that I actually missed. This is the section where I reminisce about stealth games in the good old days, I guess you could say. We'll start off with Dishonored. Yeah, I feel like we're not gonna get another Dishonored game, especially with how stupid Xbox is handling their studios right now. But it doesn't discredit what they already released. The game embodied the sandbox power fantasy so well. Like, the powers are genuinely smart and balanced while being so fun to use. The mission design is second to none. You're literally just dropped into the level. You can either wreak havoc or no one noticed you were there to begin with. The possibilities are endless and only limited to your imagination. And I have to give props to the developers for putting in story details that I did not expect. It is a nice surprise, which I cannot say for other games in this list. Since it's a 2016 game, I'm just gonna tell you my favorite missions in the game, like the Clockwork Mansion and the time travel place. Gosh, bro, like, how did they think of that? Like, how did they design a shape-shifting house and actually make it work? I was so mind blown the first time I entered the house. And for time travel, I'm surprised that no one, okay, maybe except Titanfall 2, like actually experimented with this gameplay. Like, what are developers doing, man? Outside of Arcane, like, what are you guys doing? And the amount of ways that you can deal with the missions, from pacifist to a violent route, yeah, it's just amazing. It's just a power fantasy, the best one there is. Moving on to the Hitman series. In the present time, the game got relabeled to Hitman World of Assassination, which previously was named Hitman 1, 2, and 3. I'm surprised at how much improvement you get with every entry. Not only that, but they packaged the game into one for the price of a single AAA game, which is a steal. This game is similar to Dishonored, just minus the power. You'd think that a game about a poker face bald guy assassin would just be boring, but it's actually one of the funniest game series I've played. Like, I give props for the writing. The overarching story is just meh, I mean, but like the dialogue writing is actually quite good.
What the hell? Wow, nice throw, man. I mean, get down on the ground.
I give props to them for that, but you know, the main selling point of this game is the amount of satisfaction that it gives you for your improvisation. I watch YouTube walkthroughs on how to get Silent Assassin and Suit Only, but sometimes the game is patched and sometimes the timing is wrong, sometimes the AI is different. So for me to actually have to work around it and it actually works, that is the biggest satisfaction this game can give you. This game rewards you for replaying it over and over again, like exploring and mastering the level. My favorite thing to do is challenge myself to finish a mission with a hammer and screwdriver only, and it's more than possible. That's a mark of an excellent game. Although you need to shift your expectation a bit because it's not your typical hiding in the shadows, but it actually puts you in the spotlight and puts you face to face with your target. Honestly, this game series is just flipping the stealth genre on its head, and I'm all here for it. If you have any ounce of mischief in your blood, I highly recommend this game. For the next game, it's quite controversial because I'm gonna say it. Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Yes, there I said it. For me, Assassin's Creed Syndicate is peak stealth gameplay from Assassin's Creed series at least, because what comes after is just so disappointing, especially with the RPG route that they're going with. And before you say that I need to play more Assassin's Creed, let me tell you, I've played Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, 3, 4, Rogue, Unity, and Odyssey. So I have my fair share of different generations, and for me, Syndicate is the one that made me feel like it's an actual stealth game. And I acknowledge that Unity is similar, but I prefer Syndicate design and flow more. And here's another controversial opinion. I like Syndicate's combat, especially the multi-takedown animation. People say it's a burden and like make things so much slower, but for me, it's a treat to see. Remember when games actually has good animations? I just like the fast-paced combat. But honestly, the throwing knives to the poison bombs to the hostage takeover, it just clicks with me. And my only gripe is that the world design is a bit too big and far away from one another, but at least they gave us the grappling gun. But it kind of feels like they discourage parkour a bit. I prefer to ride the horse carriage more than running around because it's so much faster and easier anyway. But anyway, I actually freed all the district. So yes, I did all the liberation and infiltration in this game, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, which is surprising because I thought I was gonna hate this game due to the constant noise surrounding me, but it became my top 1 AC game by just gameplay alone. I think Black Flag wins in the writing department, but even Black Flag got repetitive sometimes, and especially with the stealth ship section that was just confusing. But yeah, just remember this is my opinion, and I'm not attacking your favorite game because it's the internet for some reason. You know how people are. So yeah, I recommend this game for stealth fans because for me personally, it's when Assassin's Creed peaked before it dropped completely. The Batman Arkham series, best superhero video game series of all time? Yeah, I agree. If you just ignore whatever happens after Arkham Knight. Yeah, I don't think a game after Arkham Knight exists, right? Yeah, I don't think so. Fun fact, Batman Arkham City is the first game I bought on Steam, ever. And I did not regret it one bit. My 12-year-old brain was so mind blown as I was playing it on my potato laptop at the time. The atmosphere, the combat, the gliding are all top notch. The game made me feel, dare I say, like Batman. The gadgets and the Predator gameplay in this game are just so fun and challenging. And Arkham Asylum is the game I played last in the series, but it still more than holds up even in 2024 because the track record right now in 2024 has been pathetic, except Black Myth Wukong. I mean, playing after the sequels It does feel lacking in terms of fluidity and amount of gadgets, but don't let that distract you from the fact that I was genuinely uneasy the whole time. Patience on Arkham frightens me, and the eerie atmosphere immerses you. But I do believe Arkham Knight is peak Arkham. Like, yes, it has too much Batmobile, but the graphics still holds up even after almost 10 years. And I also like finished the game 3 times, and those out of the two was I 100% it. That includes searching for all the Riddler trophy, and once you glide in Arkham Knight, you really cannot go back to the previous games because it's just so well done. Although I have to give props to Arkham City for making one of the best stealth mission. Yes, I'm talking about Mr. Freeze's. Period. There's no mission like that even in Arkham Knight. But the enemy variety in Arkham Knight making it more challenging as the game goes on, forcing you to adapt and improvise because like the stealth missions I think is the hardest in Arkham Knight. Honestly, you cannot go wrong with any of the three, especially if you ignore whatever happens after Arkham Knight. Another controversial game on this list because people will always say Chaos Theory is better, and I have to admit I never played Chaos Theory, so I have no opinions on it. But Blacklist for me is the one that opened my eyes of what spy infiltration stealth game should be like, from how the lighting and sound affects enemy awareness, the amount of playstyle the game encourages. Yes, I admit the graphics and story are nothing to brag about, but the gameplay and mission design was so good because Ubisoft still cared. I'm gonna go back to the animation comment I made in Syndicate. Like, even a 2013 game has better animations than Star Wars Outlaws in 2024. What are you doing, Ubisoft? What are you doing? How is a company going backwards? It is truly sad that this game is the last of its kind. Comment down below for any recommendations, please, because I want more of this type of game, and Ubisoft is not giving me any of it. My favorite mission type from this game is the Fort Echelon mission because it's just a very tight and well-made mission that doesn't stretch itself too long, like the story missions. Although the story missions are not bad per se, and it also gives challenges and rewards for doing it a certain way, which spice things up. It also encourages you to get higher and higher scores as you replay it. And if you watch online, you know how smooth some gameplay can be if you fully master the level. Another sad thing is that the co-op feature is dead because servers are expensive according to Ubisoft. I never got to play it because I have no friends. It's such a shame. I feel like this is a prerequisite to Unity 4 co-op stealth mission. Do I recommend buying it? I don't think so. I think it's better to sail the high seas because buying it officially actually feels like getting robbed. Like for me, Ubisoft has been blacklisted since Valhalla was released, but I do recommend playing it. There's a difference. Last but certainly not least in this list, Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain. For me, this game is Blacklist if it's on steroids. Kojima's genius design of blending open world and stealth mechanic is genuinely fun. And again, it opened my eyes to the possibilities of stealth games. And I feel like game publishers forget that games are supposed to be fun. It's not rocket science. The only gripe that I have with this game is that Kojima didn't finish it. Like, I couldn't finish the game because it just kept repeating after Act 2, and there's not even an Act 3, which is very sad because I feel like if they let him cook even longer, this could have been a masterpiece. Instead, Konami wanted to chase after pachinko machines and Metal Gear Survive. But for me, Chapter 1 could have easily been a whole game in itself, and I feel like it's the perfect example of what Kojima could have done to this game if Act 3 was actually finished and polished, in conclusion, I think stealth games are a rare gem nowadays as gaming companies don't prioritize it. I feel like it will be a very, very, very long while before we get another stealth game. And no, I'm not considering Assassin's Creed Shadows because, yeah, Ubisoft's track record lately has been, how should we say, pathetic. I highly doubt it will be a good game. Do I want it to fail? No. But I lost faith, man. If you are a gamer who stumbled upon a stealth game and you wanted more, then look no further than the games in this list. Or if you just stumbled upon this video and it made you want to play a stealth game, Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below your favorite stealth games, because I also want to try them. I want to keep an open mind. Shout out to Game Maker's Toolkit for making School of Stealth series that explains how complicated and complex making a stealth game is. And yeah, it just makes you appreciate these games even more. So again, thanks for watching. And as for the next video, I don't know yet.